Welcome back to my channel. Hope you all had a fabulous weekend. As you can tell by the title of this video, today's tutorial is going to be my everyday makeup look. Now, I don't typically wear makeup every single day of the week, maybe once or twice, 3 times if I'm going out or experimenting or something like that. I don't really like heavy coverage for every day. I don't wear anything wow, nothing too crazy. It's just really sheer, neutral, natural. And yeah, that's basically it. It would suit pretty much anybody. Anybody can achieve it. Anyone can do it. And if you would like to see how to achieve my everyday look, please keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply some of this Grown Alchemist Rosehip Oil underneath my eye and bring it down to my cheek area. I do this because I have really dry skin, and if I don't give myself extra moisture, when I apply my concealer, it looks really dry and flaky and horrible. You can notice it really badly. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I just apply 2 drops to these 2 fingers, rub them in between my other 2 fingers, and lightly dab it underneath my eye area. And you want to dab and not swipe because that could give you wrinkles. As well, bring it down to your cheek area. So the next thing I'm going to do is moisturize my face with the Olay Moisturizing Lotion in the Sensitive Skin one. So for foundation, I like to look really natural and dewy. Like I said before, I have really dry skin, so my face pretty much soaks up anything I put on it and it just sucks all the moisture out. So what I like to do is mix a little bit of my L'Oreal True Match foundation. I'm the shade Golden Beige, and I mix it with this BB Plus Illumination Facial Cream by Jared Cosmetics. Now, I don't really like to use a lot of foundation. That's pretty much all I use. And I add about a pump and a half of this illumination cream. So I'm going to use this brush by Morphe Brushes. It doesn't have a name, but it's just a rounded top kabuki brush, and I'm going to mix that together and just lightly stipple that onto my face. And don't forget to blend it down to your neck. You want to also make sure not to neglect your top lip area. Sometimes if you don't apply enough there, or you don't apply it properly, it can kind of look like you have a little bit of a mustache. So you just want to stipple it, but kind of like bring it downwards. And then what I like to do is grab a beauty blender and then just dab it on my face to help blend that foundation in. So I'm going to take this and just dab it over my eye, because I never really apply any eyeshadow or anything on my eyelids. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows. I don't really like to do too much to them as they're pretty full as is. So I'm just going to take this spoolie by Hair and Makeup Addiction and just brush through them. So I'm going to take this brow pen by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Universal Deep Shade, and I'm just going to take this and fill in the ends of my brows. And to set them, I'm actually not going to be using a brow gel. Lately, I've really been loving the Anastasia Brow Fix. It's like a brow wax in a kind of pencil form, so I think that's really cool. Just gonna like I said, I don't really like heavy coverage for every day, but I do like my dark circles to be covered because they're pretty dark. I don't really get much sleep, but yeah, what can you do? I'm going to be using, as always, my Bobbi Brown corrector. Typically I use the shade light to medium bisque, but lately I've been using light bisque. So I'm going to take that on my finger and just dab that in my inner corner and underneath my eyes, on top of my dark circles. Can you see the difference in that already? How this is already a bit brighter with just a little bit of corrector, and this one just has nothing but foundation. This has just saved my life. A little fact as well, I also love using a beauty blender underneath my eyes because as it's wet, it also adds a little bit more moisture into my concealer and also helps prevent it from looking really cakey and powdery and scaly and everything else that I don't want it to look like. So typically on top of that, I alternate between MAC Pro Longwear and what is this? Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. But lately I've been drifting more towards my MAC Pro Longwear. I'm going to apply just a little bit of that. So we don't want to add too much of this, just enough to brighten our under eye areas and to stop us from looking tired. I'm going to dab that in with my middle finger. And always make sure you get your inner corner because if you leave that, it just looks really weird and makes you look even more tired. So we also want to brighten that part up as well. Grab that beauty blender again. So we don't want to just keep our under eyes bright because it kind of makes your face look a little bit uneven. So to even that all out, we're just going to apply a little bit of that Pro Longwear to our chin. Our nose, and just a little bit to our forehead. I really don't like using my fingers for foundation or anything, but for concealer I just find that it just not only makes it easier, but especially when you're rushing and you're on the go and you can't find the brush that you're after. Because do you ever notice that when you're in a rush you can't find anything that you need, even when it's right in front of you? It's just so bad, but you know. For eyes, I never really do anything. All I like to do is I like to curl my lashes and apply mascara to my top and bottom lashes. When curling your lashes, you want to make sure you get to the very, very root and squeeze once, twice, move it up a little bit, squeeze again. Ooh. Then move it up a little bit more to the tip and squeeze again. And that will make sure that you have that gradual curl along from root to tip. So instead of it being straight up, it'll be more of a curve. I like to use two different mascaras for my top and bottom lashes. For my top lashes, I like to use the Maybelline 1x1 Volume Express. And just wiggle. Again, when putting on your mascara, start at the very, very root and wiggle up. This will ensure you get maximum volume and length. So that's the top mascara done. Bottom lashes, I love to use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. I use this on my bottom lashes because the brush is really, really small and it really gets into the root of that lash. I'm just gonna get that and wiggle. Okay, so I never really set my makeup. I don't like to use powders or anything underneath my eyes or on the rest of my face because I love that dewy look, and also especially under my eyes when I set it, it kind of looks powdery and scaly like I mentioned before. So I avoid anything that gives me that look. It's horrible. But unless I'm doing like a dramatic contour, then I'll set it with banana powder and use Fix Plus and all that stuff. But I'm not going to do that today. I don't do that on a daily basis. But for bronzer, I like to keep it fairly light but still noticeable. I love using the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. This is the shade light to medium. Okay, and I'm going to apply that with this brush by Furless Cosmetics. This is the MF1 brush. And as always, we're just buffing that in circular motions. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on my forehead and temple. For blush, I love to keep it kind of pinky, orangey, corally kind of. I know it doesn't sound very natural, but it looks really natural. My new Holy Grail blush is this MAC blush, actually from the Proenza Shula collection. This blush is so gorgeous. Its ombre goes from pink to orange or coral, whatever you want to call it. I know this is limited edition, but I did find a blush that could be a pretty good dupe for it. It is by Essence. It is a blush. It is the Essence Blush Up Powder Blush in the shade number 10 Heat Wave. I think it's a pretty good dupe for it. I think it's just a little bit more orange than the Proenza one, but when you mix the colors together, it's pretty similar. I'll do swatches on my blog if you would like to see that. But yeah, for the most part, I use the Proenza one. And I'm going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks with the blusher from Hair and Makeup Addiction. And apply it to the apples of my cheeks. It's nothing too over the top, it just gives me that really nice flush of color. If you feel that you might have gone a bit too crazy with your blush, don't worry. Just grab your foundation brush and just like dab on top of it. So for highlighter, usually I just stick to my MAC Superb highlighter, but lately I have been absolutely obsessed with the Too Faced candlelight holder. Funnily enough, I only got this the other day. I feel like everybody and their mother have tried this highlighter and I didn't. I'm the type of person that's just like, oh, you know, it's not a big deal. I'll jump onto it eventually, but literally, you guys, if you don't have this, you should definitely pick it up. I'm taking that on a Furless Cosmetics MF3 angled brush and just sweep that over my cheekbones and lightly onto my temples. Like everybody else, I've been absolutely obsessed with Kylie Jenner's lip colors. So I've been looking like crazy to try and find the perfect Kylie lip color, and I think I found one pretty similar. I haven't tracked down that nude that she wears, but I have officially found the perfect pinky Kylie lip. So the first thing I'm going to do is line my lips with MAC's Whirl Lip Liner. So on top of that, I'm going to apply this Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Liar. Straight up, massive thank you to Jaclyn Hill. Girl, if you had not spoke about this shade, I never would have tried it or discovered it, or any of the Urban Decay lipsticks. Like you said, buttery, creamy, luxurious. It is amazing. Guys, pick this up. It is freaking fantastic. And I'm just going to apply that to my lips now. So I wouldn't say it's glossy, but as it's a bit shiny, as it's so creamy, I like my lipsticks to be more on the matte side. So to mattify it, I'm going to use a old trick in the book and apply some translucent powder to my lips to mattify it. I'm going to use the Face of Australia translucent setting powder. I'm just going to use my finger and just pat that on. And it's as simple as that. This is my everyday makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new today. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, that would mean the world to me. This is also my first talk through video, so if you enjoyed it, please let me know if you would like to see more. It's different to what I usually do, but I enjoyed filming. I don't feel awkward, surprisingly. I'm really comfortable. So yeah, if you would like to see more, just let me know and I will see you in my next video. Bye!